What's up, everybody? Welcome to the slipncounterpodcast. I'm your host, BINK. We're at the Kenichi Studios. We got a special guest in the building, well-known fighter, undefeated fighter. We got Dusty Hernandez Harrison in the building today.
What's up, man?
What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir, man. It's good to see you on the comeback trail.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
So I want to talk about like your motivation for getting back and wanting to come back and box again.
It's more so how unhappy I am without boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something that every fighter who, especially ones like me who spend our whole life doing it, we don't really know life without boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what keeps us grounded. It's what reels us in when we get too far, and just not having a fight schedule for so long, I just watched myself get fat, and I'm like, damn, I don't like myself like this, and pick up bad habits, and it was just more so really was just like I knew how unhappy I was without boxing, without that structure, and that was the initial thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm married now,
Right.
and I have a son. I just had a son.
Congratulations.
He's about 5.5 weeks old. Appreciate it, and I want to be able to give him a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way that I can do that is from what I know best is boxing. So
Right.
yeah, it's been a lot, and then man, it's tough. Losing my dad right before the comeback. That's something that he waited on, and he really wanted. And I kind of kicked myself in the F, and I getting started a little bit sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a lot of different things. But I'm telling you the biggest one, like I think a lot of people expect me to say, "Well, I want to do it for my dad," or I want to do it for his son. It's really because I'm just that fucking unhappy without boxing. Like you just sit there and you wake up. It's not like I have a resume
Right.
out that applies to the real world. It's not that I'm not capable of anything, but anything else that I start, I'm starting from fresh.
Right.
I'm not. I can't walk into any office job and say, "Hey, man, look at this. I fought.
Yeah.
I fought a lot of people.
Right.
What the hell's that got to do with us?" So, I just unhappy.
Mhm.
Really unhappy without it.
Right. So boxing grounds you and it gives you your sense of peace and
Yeah, and gives me boundaries on like, hey, you can't eat everything you fucking want. You can't just go get drunk every weekend. You can't
Right.
go. It reels you in. You have to live. It's a 24-hour job. You have to live a certain lifestyle.
Exactly.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, flip that switch and turn it back on, and I've been a lot happier. So
Right. So how long has it been since the last time you've been in the ring?
fought
Mm-hmm. Like fought.
3 years and 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at your record. It says 34-0, 1 draw and 20 knockouts.
Yep.
So I mean that's a tremendous record.
Yeah. I got the good thing is because of my record, it won't take long to get back to like a good a good money making point, good big fights. My record is something that people will want.
Mm-hmm.
And because of my layoff, I'll be looked at as an easy fight.
Mm-hmm.
I can see myself as soon as I settle in at a weight class and I, just get a ranking back,
Mm-hmm.
which won't be hard because, like I said, I have the record and I have the experience. I have a good relationship with a lot of the sanctioning bodies too, so it's not like they don't know who I am. I used to be ranked by 3 of the 4 major ones,
Wow.
so I think what's going to happen is I may be able to land someone like, hey, we'll pick our voluntary defense against him.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably easy fight. He hasn't fought in a while. He's got a huge record. It'll be easy to sell. So I think that's what will happen. I hope.
Right. So, stepping into this underdog role now, because, 34-0, you always probably the A side going into
Yeah.
your fights after a while. So, how's it feel stepping into that underdog role and having to take that, like almost taking an upset victory to get back to where you want to be?
Honestly, it's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's no pressure at all. There's no expectations. It's a little bit it's nice motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't overlook a fight. I've done that a few times. Training. I'm like, yeah, I can beat this guy. This is easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe not trained as hard as I should have. So yeah, that won't happen.
Right. No, for sure. You're still sharp. I see you post some of your training videos and you are still sharp, man.
Yeah, I got a little bit. I do got a lot to go before I get all the way back. It's going to be a process. But yeah, I feel I've been coaching for a long time.
Okay.
For the past 3 years, I own a gym and open up, and I've been coaching a lot. So that has, I think it's made me a much better fighter. I sit there and I see things that I wouldn't normally see as a fighter. So I sit there and I can hear myself like coaching my guys. I'm like, hey, I'm always telling Johnny, I'm always telling Johnny do this. I'm always telling Johnny do that, and I can see it in the ring a lot easier. It's almost like it's in slow motion now. It's got to get my body all the way back, conditioning all the way back, and hopefully I can find some of that youthful energy that I used to have.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. How old are you now?
29.
Oh man, you still young.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
Still, right. I was talking to Coach Simon Brown at the gym yesterday. He asked me how old I was. I said I'm 31. He said, I got 9 years to turn you to a world champion. I said, nah, man. I've never been in the ring. I don't want to get in the ring. I'm good where I'm at. I'm good with the podcast.
Yeah, I looks like I got a lot of wear and tear on my body for a 29-year-old, but I'm young. Yeah,
Right.
I got a good amount of time. So
yeah, man. So your upcoming fight, where's your fight, and how do you feel about it?
it's in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
It's going to be at light heavyweight.
Okay.
I'm fighting a journeyman from Colombia.
Okay.
He's got almost 40 pro fights himself, so he's been around a little bit. He fought in DC on the first Beltway Battles card. He fought Sam Cross.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, he's pretty tough.
Yeah,
he's pretty tough.
He's
tough
not.
guy.
It's not a. He's a journeyman, but it's not like an easy.
It's not a
walk
pushover
in the
fight.
park. Yeah. So he got a draw with Sam. So yeah, but no, I feel good about it. I think I'll be faster. I carried my speed through the weight, so I think I'll be faster. Get some good rounds in, and just take it. First step.
Right. The first
It's a good card too.
Right.
It's a really good card. I'm taking credit because I'm the matchmaker as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's a great card. The main event is Jerry Forrest.
Okay.
And he's fighting a 14-1 heavyweight from Tennessee. There's another fight on the card. There's an 11-0 from Canada fighting this guy that's 11-4 from West Virginia, Cody Wilson. And I've grown to really like Cody Wilson a lot.
Okay.
From matching the fight, I've been talking to him, and he's fought some good fights on Top Rank. And then, I got my guys on there. I got Cornell. He's making his comeback. Cornell Hines, so he'll be back. Santo,
that's my guy.
Santo's fighting on there. Donnell Poe's coming back.
Poe,
He hasn't
all right.
fought in over a year. And who else is on there? I'm trying to think. I know there's a local guy from Richmond. Am I forgetting anyone? I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, there's 8 bouts.
Okay.
I get 8. Yeah.
Yes, I think that was 8. That's
Yeah,
close.
I think
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, but no, I'm happy to have my guys on there. Cornell, Santo, Donnell. That'll be fun for me.
Yeah, for sure. So how has it been putting that promoter hat on, and now you say you're getting into matchmaking?
Yeah, so this is the second card that I've taken on just completely as the matchmaker role. And, matchmaking sucks.
Okay, for real.
Yeah, it sucks. It's the worst job on the business side outside of the ring. I mean, opponents are unreliable. You're trying to get medicals done and things like that. It can be fun to put the fights together, but the other part, medicals, travel. I had a guy ask me for $7,000 for a 4-rounder, and his record was 0-5, and I'm like,
What?
no, like,
Right.
I think all boxers should get paid a lot? Yeah, but that's not in the budget.
Right.
It's nowhere near the budget. So matchmaking sucks. Promoting is fun until you get your ass kicked financially.
Yeah.
It's fun, going through the process. It's fun the night of, and it's not fun when the
dust
numbers.
settles, when you see the
when
numbers.
the numbers are right there. That's not fun.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
not fun at all.
I mean, you guys do a great job with the Beltway battles. You and Cornflake.
Yeah,
Those events are fun.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive. We're gonna take a second. It's getting hard to sell tickets in Southeast. We've noticed as the crime has grown, the ticket sales went down. And when we talk to some of the fighters, and we're like, hey, how come your tickets were a little bit low this time? Trying to get feedback, and like people didn't want to go over there.
Didn't want to travel to that
They
area
didn't
city.
want to go. Yeah, yeah.
Do you think maybe Capital One Arena?
I ain't got the money for that.
That's right. I forgot. That's big time.
I ain't
That's
got
big
that
time.
much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, there's a place in DC that'll work, and we'll find it. But it's been nice though, because Cornflake, he's coming back. He's been doing great. I mean, he's had like 5 or 6 fights. He's ranked number 4
Right.
at 160, and he has a good thing going with his New Jersey shows that he promotes. So he's focused on that, and then me just coming back and having a kid and stuff. So our focus is a little bit pooled to really commit to that
Right.
show and potential ass kicking again.
Yeah.
So that last one was rough for us, but it sucked, man. It was the best card that we did.
Yeah.
It was
Phenomenal.
From the fights. That was the best card that we did, and just people just weren't there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough piece, but it sound like you guys have a plan, to progress in the future with it.
Yeah, we're gonna look
Yeah.
into some other things. I know.
Hmm.
I'm the promoter for the shows in Richmond. We got a good. He has a good thing going, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Right.
And I'm gonna continue to be a part of it. He sells out no matter what,
Okay.
no matter who's on the card.
What's his name again?
Eric Ash is the
Eric
promoter.
Ash. Okay.
Yeah. He owns a gym
Name
down
sounds
there that
familiar.
has like 400 or 500 members,
Wow.
and he does these shows. Maybe 1,000 people show up. It's a small arena, ballroom. It's nice, but he's got something that it's a promoter dream. People show up in Richmond.
Right.
So
That's awesome, man. You mentioned Cornflake. I know you guys fought back in the day, man. And now you guys are promoting together. Was the time you guys shared in the ring together, has that helped you guys build a bond together outside of the ring as promoters?
we were friends in the amateurs.
Okay.
And he helped me get ready for. Came down and gave me some good rounds when I was fighting Tim Witherspoon, and then we fought. But I'll be honest, promoting has what made us really close.
Okay.
Made us really close, promoting and going through that, because we talk every day.
Yeah.
We have to talk every day. We have to complain about the same people.
Right.
We have to be thankful of the same people, and it just put us in the same boat. And then, not too often, I guess, a promoter can understand a fighter. And so we had a lot of similarities. He's a family man. He's
Right.
married. He has a kid. I am now too. So there's not too many other people in boxing that I can kind of share a lot. Like, hey, we have the exact same point of view. So
Right. And you have a tremendous testimony, man, from everything you've been through to getting married. Now you have a brand new son here.
Yeah.
Your career is about to spark off again. If you could just tell the people how you were able to persevere through all of that and just find a way to get back here.
God, I lost myself without him. When I try to find all these earthly things that's going to help me, it didn't work. Maybe temporarily, but it just didn't work. And something happened March 31st. I remember the day I was at another low point, and my wife was having a talk with me, and I could hear it in her voice. I get a little fed up, and this was before my son was born, and she's 7 months pregnant or something. They're about 7 months pregnant then, and damn man, I gotta figure it out. And I picked up my Bible, and it hasn't been maybe it's been 125 days since then, and it hasn't been a day went by that I haven't read my Bible, prayed, did something. And I always thought that I had a good relationship with God, but I didn't.
Right.
I didn't know that I didn't, and I do now. You have to learn, you can't just say it. You can't just go through the motions when you're praying. It's like praying before food. You go, thank you, God. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not enough. You know what I mean? And I couldn't have did it. I couldn't have did it at all. That's it. There's nothing anyone could have helped me with. Mind you, I had people. My mom was there for me. She's been there, great since my dad passed away. My wife's been there, but I couldn't do it with just that.
Right.
Yeah, I needed God. Yeah, for sure.
That's incredible, man. I'm happy for you. Like when you came through the door, I'm like, man, he looked good. Not even just the weight loss, you just look good, man.
Yeah. My shirt's a little big.
Right,
got a little extra room in here.
I'm seeing you look different. You have completely transformed since the last time I see you. You say you found God, and that's always important too, man. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you can look back at your career, in the ring, boxing wise, what were some of your favorite memories?
Fighting in Madison Square Garden. The first time. Every time that I fought there, because the first time I fought there I was 19. I fought for a belt. I was on a Triple G undercard in the theater, and it was just great. And I had busloads go up there. And then the second time I fought there was in the big room, so that was just fun. I'm Puerto Rican, and as a Puerto Rican boxer, that's the place for us. They call it the Mecca. That is definitely the Mecca for any Puerto Rican boxing fan. Anything. So I've been there as a kid to watch Trinidad fight and to watch Cotto fight. So that was good. And then I was the main event in the theater, and that was nice. Wow. But yeah, now those were some peak memories for me. Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome, man. I was going to ask you about your heritage, being Puerto Rican in that style. How much does that mean to you? How much does it play into your boxing ability?
It means a lot. You know, boxing's funny because it's like one of the only sports where you can just be like, I want this guy to win because he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And no one's like, hey, what you mean? You don't want the other guy to win? You know,
Right.
we'll just sit there. You know, my wife will watch boxing with me, and they'll just be in there. You know, the Mexicans really putting pressure on them now. It's like, can they say that? And I'm like, yeah, boxing, we don't.
Boxing look
Yeah,
different.
it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's you can sometimes you can look at a fighter's race and say, you know, you look at a black fighter, he's probably pretty slick and pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
You look at this Mexican, I bet that motherfucker's tough.
Right.
You know, that he's coming forward, and it just kind of happens. But to be honest, more than anything, I'm just from DC.
Yeah.
And you know, and it had being Puerto Rican hasn't influenced my fighting as much as being from DC.
Being from DC.
You know what I mean? Yeah, more so being from DC has influenced anything about boxing for me. So.
Oh, for sure. DC has a tremendous legacy in boxing too.
Yeah,
for sure. So, who are some of the guys from the area that you looked up to and followed in their footsteps to get in your career where you achieved?
As a kid growing up in the amateurs, I didn't pay that much attention to the pros because I just lived in that amateur world. But there's three of the guys that I like a lot and that always were kind to me. Sean Bay Mitchell, Keith Holmes, and William Joppy.
William Joppy.
Yeah, I really liked them a lot. Now going through the amateurs, my favorite guy he was younger than me. Was Quick.
Quick.
RJ Ty. He's a lot of people don't. Maybe they think I say this because he's not alive. He's the best that I've ever seen. And
heard that from everybody.
Yeah,
talk about
he's the best that I've ever seen, and I can find 20 world champions today that he's either been in the ring with, seen him spar, that will like say the same thing. And it's funny. I remember before he turned pro, he was doing an interview with someone who didn't know him, and they said, who do you fight? Like, he's like, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, and he started naming these people. They looking. I was like, no, listen, he's not lying. He's not lying at all. He's that good. He could say that.
Right.
Yeah.
So to you, what was so special about Quick's ability?
I don't know, man. He never looked like he was moving fast, but he was faster than everyone. He always looked like he can be hit, and he didn't get hit. He never looked like he was throwing a punch hard, but all of a sudden it hurt people. Yeah. He just looked so calm and comfortable in there, and he just had this natural ability, like Terrence Crawford, really, like that. Just his distance was great. I've seen him in the ring with countless world champions and just make it look easy.
Right.
I've been down there. Before he turned pro, we were in Miami sparring a world champion, and it was just a joke to him. You know what I mean? Like he would look over like Dusty, look, and he would drop him with the right
That's
hand,
crazy.
like on cue, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yes.
That's incredible, man. I wish I had a chance to to watch. I'm still kind of new to the DC boxing scene, but I've heard a lot of stories about Quick.
Yeah,
man.
he was special. Yeah, he was special. Sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I want to ask you about the fight, last weekend. Got to get your opinion on that.
Yeah.
Crawford and Spence. Who did you have going into the fight, and did you expect what happened to happen?
I had Crawford. I wanted Spence. I had Crawford. I didn't expect it to be that brutal. I think Spence waited too long to try to make that weight again. Not blaming it on the weight cut, more so blame on inactivity. We've watched it happen to when Teofimo fought George Kambosos. It was his bad night. What did he do the next day? He moved up.
Right.
Said, I can't make this weight no more. If you look, he didn't make that weight for a long time. Then Josh Taylor just lost to Kambosos, and he lost to Teofimo, and he looked bad the fight before that. And both of those were him making the weight again after long layoffs. And then Earl did it after like 15 months.
Right.
He had nothing on his punches. He had no punch resistance. He got hurt with a jab in the second round, and he just never recovered.
Right.
I don't think it's an accident or anything. I think it's inactivity.
Inactivity, right.
Yeah, like imagine me coming right now and saying, I'm going to fight the toughest fight of my career. It just doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's not that my skill may not be capable of it. It's just my body's just not used to. Yeah, I think we should fight a lot, and 3-4 times a year, not because of our skill or anything. It's just our body needs to go through that training camp. It's not even about the fight.
Right.
It's that training camp is rough.
Right.
And it's like a shock to our body. Like I just got sick the first week of training camp because I think I just shocked my body. I'm like, oh shit, you ain't did this in a while. You know what I mean? So.
Wow. That was kind of my estimation, but I never been in there. You know, I was like, he looked shocked. Like, he didn't look like he had anything in the tank from maybe
every
training
time
camp
Crawford
and
landed
activity.
clean, it hurt him, and it's not like Crawford's like devastating one punch knockout power. He beats people down. So I think it's just I think it took too long, too inactive.
Right. So as a fighter, from your experience, you know, having a bad weight cut or waiting too long to do a weight cut, has that kind of effect on your performance fight night?
Yeah, and I don't. And he could have cut perfectly. I know he had a nutrition and everything. I just think it had been too long since he did it. You know what I mean? Like, the longer you stay away from a weight, the harder it is to just come right back to it. You know, which is, you know, when I'm fighting right now, I'm going to be working my way down to wherever it is that I settle.
Right.
I don't know yet. It's been so long. You know, I don't know where I'm going to settle. So I think it's just crazy to. Mind you, I've been out way longer than Spence, but even if I was out a year and a half and I was like, I'm gonna fight 154. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. How the hell do I know? What, you know, what I'm gonna feel okay. So I just think I think fighters, I think activity really matters. There's a writer, Steve Kim, that's always, activity matters on you, and I agree for sure. I think activity matters. I think we should fight way more than we do. And, you know, Tank right now, what do you fight, like 3 or 4 times in less than a year? And look how good he looks.
Right.
And when he comes back from a layoff, it's just not as sharp. You know what I mean? And I think it does wonders for us to be in the ring.
Yeah. So, what do you think Spence's course of action should be? Should it be move up and get a rematch with Crawford, or go look for somebody else? They're talking about Tim Tszyu right now, fighting him.
Fighting Spence?
Yeah.
I want to see. I really want to see Tim fight Crawford. Not that I think he can mess with Crawford at all. I just want to see it.
Right.
I don't even know why.
That's a good match. I think for him to go up to 54, that's a good matchup. Him and Tim Tszyu.
I think Spence should go fight a duck. I think he should go get his confidence back and his, you know, belief in his ability back, even if he doesn't know that it's not there. It's just, he hit Crawford and it did nothing. And I think he should go fight someone that he can just walk through. Yeah. Maybe move up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I just, me and Big Cardan was talking. He said, "How do you feel about the fight?" I said, "Man, I just don't know. I never seen Spence look like that.
Yeah,
never seen him look like that.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. And I didn't know. I leaned towards Crawford, but I didn't know it was gonna be like that. And if anyone says they did, they're fucking lying.
They don't know.
They're lying.
Nobody knew. It was 50-50. You couldn't say you.
Listen, you might have thought that Crawford was gonna win. You might have thought he was gonna dominate on the scorecard. You didn't know he was gonna beat him down like that.
Right.
That was pretty bad.
Right. Indeed, man. Can we cut to a quick commercial break? We're gonna check out our sponsor, El Paso Route 1. It's back on? Okay. Sorry about that.
Here we go. Crop that out.
Yeah, crop that out. We back, guys. We're back here with Dusty Hernandez, man, 34-0, 20 KOs. He's on his comeback trail. He has a fight coming up down in Richmond, Virginia. Man, we can't wait to see it. But you know, I wanna touch on your dad a little bit. I only knew him for a short amount of time, but that short amount of time I knew him, he showed me so much love, man. I remember, I don't know if you know Jeff Scarf, the police officer.
Yeah.
Always at Headbangers. When I first got into boxing, he's like, "Man, I'm gonna take you to all the gyms and let you meet everybody." Yeah. He took me to Headbangers. He took me to No Excuse, and then the last gym he took me to Old School.
Yeah.
And we walked up there and went through the gate, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, this my little cousin, JP. He just started a boxing podcast." And buddy's like, "Oh man, that's great, man. You know, I'm happy for you. You can come here anytime. You talk to any of my fighters. This. He introduced me to everybody in the gym, and he just showed me so much love, you know. And I appreciated that, and I wanted to interview him. I wanted to sit down and talk to him, and like get his story, because I seen the effect he had on boxing and his community, you know, through like donating truckloads of jeans, just parking the truck and putting food into that little, you know, food container thing he had on the side of the road. Yeah. And folks are going in and steal the food and trash it, and he go right back and just refill it because it was for the community. He did that stuff out of his heart, man. So it was sad I didn't get a chance to sit down and do that, but this is a blessing to sit down and talk to you at least, you know, about him. So you know, How has it been since he's been gone, and the coping and just getting through day to day?
It's been hard. And I take it back to something I said earlier. It didn't get easier until I started praying. It didn't get easier until that. And it's not that it's easy. It's just that I guess I can handle it, and I can sustain myself, and got a little more peace. It's the hardest part is that I do something that reminds me of him every day.
Yeah.
So and I want to call like a lot. You know what I mean? So I'd call after the fight. Damn, you see Terrence Crawford, what he just did? I'd call after the Inoue fight. Hey, man, did you watch that? And I know he would. He would have watched the Inoue. He would have been asleep for Terrence Crawford. So he'd have watched it, later on. He went to bed early. So I go through, every time that I'm sparring. So I have, what made it hard was I didn't have anything to rely on. So like I said, I had to pray and I had to find God and really start living with God, because without it, I let myself be so sad about it. And what I mean? But I take some peace, more than anyone I know. When my dad passed away, I think, whatever heaven looks like, he's there. Paradise, he's there. His funeral was very godly. I don't know if
I was there.
Yeah. It just felt kind of like God was in the presence there. So I take some peace in that. I take peace in a few things. Our relationship went full circle. We had I had a pretty rough childhood with him. It ended up, we didn't talk for a few years as I was an adult. I was a pro, and then we walked away from each other. And when we built it back up in our relationship, I think on his side what changed was he realized like things were more important than boxing, like the father-son relationship, and that became more important to him while we weren't talking. And for me, I stopped being kind of hard-headed against everything that he said, and I listened more. So when we built our relationship back, we built it back in a great way. And my dad, I'm going to pull it up, because my dad's last Facebook post, I'm gonna pull it up all the time, but my we were in a good space, a really good space, and we went full circle and everything. So
yeah, man. So what are some of your most fond memories in the ring? Boxing, being your coach, and getting you through those tough fights, tough moments.
I think one of my favorite things about him was, he knew me. It's not pulling, but my dad's last post was, and mind you, he was big on Facebook, was, I'm the happiest man on earth. I laced his gloves up for the first time 28 years ago, and I get to do it again,
I remember
today.
that.
So,
I remember that one.
That's nice to, like, if I ever, want to go back and look. Now, I think one of the favorite things about my dad being in my corner is he knew me so well that we were on the same page about certain things. I never wanted a fight stopped, and I never will want a fight stopped. And he's the only person I trust that wouldn't do it.
Throw the towel in for you.
And it sucks, Like, when it sounds crazy, like my dad let me get hurt in there, and that's what I want. It sounds crazy, but fighters, we're not right.
Yeah.
And we're on the same page about that. And I don't know how to find someone that would just, anyone else would feel guilty. He knows that's truly what I would want, in a tough fight. And then also, like, I remember my first 10-rounder, and I just got out the 9th round, and I was boxing beautifully. But he knows me, and I want to go in there. I want to do something the last round. He's like, just go ahead. He just give me the green light. He knew I'd be okay. So we're just on the same page about a few things. It was in the gym. The gym was fun. He was fun working the corner in the gym. Always. It's pretty. He whispered to you. Like, I don't know how much you know about dogs. People that have dogs, and when you get them riled up, they whisper to them, like, watch your boy.
Right.
That's just how he was with me, because he trained dogs my whole life, too.
Okay.
So my dad never yelled, really, in the corner. Don't get me wrong, outside, but yeah, he was yelling and shit, especially as a kid. But no, in the corner, he never yelled. He never got worked up. Even, the first time, I remember the first time I got dropped, it was bad. Like, I almost didn't make it out. He just sat there. He was calm. He was pretty calm about it. So
yeah. How was he able to have such a an impact, you know, with especially the youth, but in his community.
He's been there, you know what I mean, and which is it was rare, you know, as a white man in Southeast having impact and having a lot of younger black kids look up to him. It was rare that they found that in a white person that they're like, I can relate, you know, because for the most part they can't, you know,
right.
I mean, black people's struggle is unique, you know what I mean. It's, a white person doesn't know black people's struggle, and he didn't know, you know, he didn't know like racism and things like that. He didn't know that side of it, but he knew what it was like to come from a rougher childhood, in and out of the system. My father was away for 10 years, and it's strange when you're like in the hood. It's like certain things that are respected probably shouldn't be, but things like that were respected. You know, like this guy had, you know, he lived that life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not that, and he was able to tell them like, hey, that's not. It really wasn't that cool. You know, it wasn't that cool that I did that. And I remember him telling me, you know, I remember as a kid, he would be like, you know, we used to kind of be happy about being locked up at this place and being locked up at that place. Right. It was almost like we bragged about it. And he was like, it was so fucking stupid now that I think about it. So, I think he would talk to, you know, younger kids in the neighborhood, and they would understand that too, because it's a thing. Like, you're from Southeast, you kind of want your hood to be the worst.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want yours to be the most dangerous, the most, you know, one that people stay away from. And that's so stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's so stupid. Like, I don't want my family to be, you know, unsafe.
Right.
But it's something that we bragged about growing up. Like, I remember when, you know, people bragging about DC's murder capital or top 3 or whatever it was, you know, and it was like we were bragging. Why are we bragging about that?
Right.
And, yeah, he kind of just took that and he talked to people, and they were able to listen to him. And he had a gym, you know, boxing gyms. They always influence, you know, the community directly. Real boxing gyms.
Real boxing gyms.
Yeah,
exactly.
real boxing gyms do. Yeah.
What's special about old school boxing gym?
I think if you look at all the fighters that have came from there, so and I don't even know. There's a lot. You know what I mean? There was me. When we were growing up, so all the pros, now me, Donnell Poe, Mark Johns came from there. Ian Coakley, dancer. There's a lot. I gotta think of Rock. He was 2-0. But I don't. If you just go, everybody fights different. No one. It's not like an old school style that we stick to. We all just fought and we figured out kind of what worked for us. Every single person that came like from old school or spent a lot of time at old school, they fight very different. And you know, you don't see that too much. A lot of times coaches have like styles. But my dad wasn't really much of a teacher of like skills and things like that. He was great in the corner, and we fought. Like we just fought. We just fought all day. We fought each other, and we fought everywhere. I had 200 amateur fights because we fought. And whenever I fought, there was other people from the gym fighting. So I think that's what made old school unique, was that every single person was unique in the gym. We all had our own style. And it's funny now, like when I bring people from, you know, they kind of fight a little weird sometimes. and I'm like, yeah, we just kind of learned our own little things. So.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Scooter came in here and he told a story about when he first met Buddy. He said he credits his whole career to you and Buddy.
Yeah, my dad seen Scooter like throwing punches in a parking lot or something. Yeah, he was young. Yeah, and Scooter was training with Flip at first for a little bit. Yeah, Scooter, and he was special then. Yeah, he was definitely special then.
That was a tremendous story he came here and told. Did Buddy have an eye for spotting out talent like that in kids at a young age?
Not talent, but willingness to fight. Yeah, so like I remember some of the first people that I trained with was his name was Antonio Medley, and it was him and his little brother. They're from 30th Street, and this before my dad had a gym. We were just trained in the basement, but it was this little chubby kid outside, and he was getting jumped, but he was fighting, and he was just fighting, and so he went and got him, and we started training him, and those were my sparring partners when I was 5 and 6 years old. So, yeah, no, he just had more so an eye for like willingness to fight and not really have that quit in you. So,
right. Yeah. Kids had that dog and that heart.
Yeah, he cared about that more, and I do too, than maybe a skill set.
I can kind of see that with your fighter Johnny. You know, he's progressed a lot since I've seen him last in beltway battles.
Yeah,
but he has
nice.
a lot of heart, man, willing to do anything, fight anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that about him. Yeah, he won't quit. It was one time, it was him and another fighter. And I put them in the tire.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I forgot about him. I was running the gym.
Yeah.
And I looked over like 20 minutes later, and they're just like,
It's still going.
yeah. And I'm like, shit, y'all stop.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. How can we as a community, as a boxing community here in the area, you know, make sure we do right by Buddy's name and keep his legacy and his spirit alive?
For me, for what I'm doing, I am starting a nonprofit after my dad's name is going to be called the Buddy Harris Foundation. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm looking at the calendar, and I'm like, damn, I wanted to do a back-to-school drive, and I was going to go buy, like, the first 20 or 30 backpacks with supplies. But I got to put it together in, like, 2 weeks. So,
yeah.
You want to help?
No, for sure.
All right.
Definitely.
So, all right, August 8th, no. 1 weekend before school starts back up.
Okay.
I'll figure out. PG County, I think, goes back, like, August 28th.
Something like that.
29th. So, I don't know. So, yeah, that's the first thing to do. But just help people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just help. And, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? That's just all he did. It was just, my dad didn't have a job. He just woke up and helped people all day.
Right.
And it was like contagious. It spread so much that he didn't need a job. You know what I mean? It just, that's what he did all day, and that's how he sustained himself. And yeah, he made it work.
That's incredible, man. How was he able to stay positive? I remember, you know, I follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and, you know, they would go through and raid his cabinet, or they would tear his truck up and steal stuff out of the stuff that he was donating.
I don't know. He didn't care.
How did he just stay?
I don't know.
How did he stay that way to want to keep giving?
I don't know. He didn't care for him. He'd just go do it again. Like I said, he didn't have a job. That was his job. You know what I mean? So he woke up and he did that, and then he went and ran the gym at night. And so all day he just woke up and helped people. So it was just part of his job. Yeah.
Man, that's incredible, man. I felt so bad when he posted that thing with his food cabinet got rid. I said, man, come on, man.
He'd care for about 10 seconds. He'd call these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
and then that was it. Then it'd just be filled up again.
Yeah, man.
And he took joy in like some of the relationships he built. People like, I can go out and I can go like downtown in DC or go over Eastern Market, and there's certain people that I see and you know they're homeless. I know exactly who they are because of him, and they just talk to me about my dad and things that they did and hanging out and things like that.
Right.
So I'm like, this is hilarious. My dad was just hanging out with people all day.
I went to the funeral, and they said he was a man of like many words. He had different phrases and like stuff he would say. What were some of your favorite?
Oh no, he didn't really stick to one. He would just he just always had these things. Yeah, like I know he put "Lord have mercy" on the back of shorts. It's just hilarious to me. So yeah, but nah, he just always he was kind of wise. You know, he was older. He'd been through a lot, so he's just wise. So different moments, he always kind of had something to tell you, and he just helped a lot of people. Yeah.
Are there any things that he told you that really stick with you?
I will say this, is that something that sticks with me and makes me happy. I got married 2 weeks before he passed. It made him happy, and it was the first time that he ever mentioned. I think he told me and my mom that, you know, I'm okay with us. He don't box again. He really liked he loved my wife. So you know, he never been okay with me not boxing.
Right.
You know what I mean, he's never been okay with it. So I think the message behind it was that, you know, he knew that I found something that was more important than boxing. And yeah, so that definitely has stuck with me for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. If you could share one last moment with him, what are some things you would tell him? Where would you want to be with him?
In the ring.
In the ring.
Yeah. The only, you know, I knew there was a couple things that would have made him happy. One was seeing me get married to someone that he liked. You know, so much I did that. It sucks, but he would have loved to have seen me have a son, and I just did. We found out she was pregnant like less than a month after he passed away. So, and then he would have loved to see me fight again. So I am upset that I took too long to get back in there. Although, you know, I had it scheduled. I was supposed to fight a week after he passed, but yeah, no. If I could just be back in the ring, he'd be you know, how you see me is like, you look good. He'd just be happy as can be just to see me with my weight down and in the ring. So yeah, that would be it. Just back in the ring, back in a fight.
Back in the fight, have him working your corner.
Listen, my dad, if he had a sin, it was he did love the glory of me being in the ring and him, you know, me being right there. That was his one, you know, thing that maybe wasn't following the word, you know. Is he loved that, so he would have loved to have been, you know, there to fight with me. He used to love to take me around. Hey, this is my friend. Take a picture with him, and, you know, do this, do that. He was very proud of that. So that would be the one last thing. Yeah.
Oh man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. Do you still feel his presence? I know you know you're spiritual. You found God. You ever like look to the sky and just like you can feel your dad?
Nah, I try to stay away. I see my family do it sometimes, and I think it's sad. Yeah, I think it's like, I think if I did that, it would make me sad. So
Right.
I try not to. Yeah. And when you know, like I said, I read the Bible a lot. You know, he's only been up there like 30 seconds. If you look at it, you know what I mean? He ain't been up there that long. So, like I said, I just try not to. Yeah. You know, my mom, she was getting visited by the same bird every day. And I'm like, and she's like, what if that's him? And I'm like, nah, you
Looking
just,
for anything,
you know, you just make yourself sad if you ask me.
Yeah.
So I try not to. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, incredible. So you know you have this fight coming up. Do you have any plans for like a tribute, like a ring walk or like in your outfit?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet. It's not big enough.
Not big enough yet. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, my tribute will be just the rest of my career. You know, I have a lot of plans. You know, I have bigger plans than people probably have for me.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna be here for a little bit.
Indeed, man. I love to hear that. If you could have it your way, you know, looking into the future, how does the rest of your career play out?
Hopefully, I feel comfortable settling in at 160.
Okay.
There's still a little bit of ways to go. Like I said, this first one's at light heavyweight, then I'll go down to 160. I may stay at 160, but hopefully 160. I think the weight class is pretty wide open. I mean, there's only like one name there. It's like, well, two. It's like Danny Garcia and Lara. I'm sorry. I'm very confident fighting Danny Garcia or Lara, especially at this point in their career. You know, so I'd love to work my way up towards that, and then from there, talk about moving to 168.
Yeah, man.
And who knows, man? Listen, like I said, I have big plans, and this is not me saying I'm confident I'm gonna whoop everybody's ass. Nothing like that. I want the fights. Who knows? Where's Terrence Crawford gonna finish at? What weight?
Right.
You know, where does he peak out at 160? Because he's gonna walk through 154 in the current landscape at 160.
Yeah.
He's got the ability to do something special right now. He's undisputed at 140, 147. I think he could be undisputed at 154, and I think he could be undisputed at 160.
At 160.
Yeah, and I'd love to catch him at 160 if I could. I don't care if I get my ass beat. It would be the hardest night of his life. I'll tell you that.
Sure. For sure, man. That'd be a hell of a fight. I can almost see it. You know, after what you've been through. And you still have a long career ahead of you. You still got a lot of time left. You know.
Yeah, I think
it's
I'll
not
stick
over.
around. You know, me and my wife, we go back and forth on this one. I'd love to stay maybe 35, 36. I think she's more thinking about 33.
Yeah.
So
you know, but the love of the game, you know, and she gonna support you and stick with you.
It depends on how it's going too. Like, listen, I'm not somebody that's gonna stick around too long.
Right. Yeah, man. Is you know, it's the 4-belt era, so it's undisputed on your.
Of course, it should be on everyone's, even if it's. I think every fighter that's pro, that should be on their, you know, that should be part of their aspirations, even if it's like far-fetched. So yeah, but no, I just want one. To be honest, I just want one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
How do you feel about some guys? You know, I think Tank said he doesn't really care about the belts.
I didn't. I used to not. Yeah, I used to not either. But he's in the position to not care about them. You know what I mean? If he was in my position, I think he'd probably like, I need a belt to get that big fight. So yeah, he's in position. He don't need a belt. You know, what does he need that for? You know?
Right.
Yeah, and I get it. Like the sanctioned bodies are kind of, you know, they do their own thing. They just do whatever the fuck. I don't know what they do.
Especially WBC, man. They can twist and turn and make whatever happen they want to make happen.
Yeah. Listen, damn, I'm trying to get back ranked, but let me.
Yeah, right.
You know, they're funny. You know, the WBC at one point I was ranked 16. and I got a first round knockout, and I woke up when the rankings came out, and I was 27. I said,
What?
the fuck? Mind you, I had 2 WC belts. I fought for 2, and I didn't, I was like, what the fuck? But the WBO, I never fought for them. They had me like 13. IBF fought for them. I reached 12 or 13, one of them. But yeah, the WC, I'm just, I don't know what their method is, what they choose to do. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, you got a fight coming up, going into your fight. What can we expect to see from Dusty Hernandez?
Patience. Yeah, very patient. I'm in no rush to get in there, and I don't have nothing to prove. I just want to win. I don't care if it's a split decision. Just as long as my hand gets raised at the end. So you won't see me rushing for a knockout. You won't see me, I won't. I just want to win. That's it. Yeah, that's the only thing that matters. Yeah.
Incredible, man. I'm just happy for you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to see you happy. Glad to see you healthy.
It, yeah.
Back in the ring, and I'm glad to know that you're taking everything that's happened recently, well, and you're in a positive space.
Trying to be. Yeah, trying to be.
Yeah. You got your son 5 weeks. I got both my boys out there. It was life changing having them too.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. Mark ran up to me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, shook my hand.
Oh, the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, man. Those are my dogs, man. And I know if it wasn't for them, who knows? I probably wouldn't be here talking to you.
They're not training yet?
Oh, the baby, he got it, man. I'm gonna show you after this. He got it. He got it, man.
What's funny is I always said that I didn't want my son to box. Before I even thought about having a kid, I'm like, I don't want my kids to box. This shit's fucked up. The business is bad. And I know people fall in love with it, and it's very hard to walk away from it. And then now that I have one, I'm like, I can't wait to train them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
Well, hey, man, I think the baby, my older son, he's more of a baseball, football player.
Yeah.
But he said he wants to box, but I don't know. But the baby, man, he'll watch boxing, and I'll see him over in the corner. He's jabbing and stepping.
So my wife played soccer in college. She played pro-am soccer, or semi-pro soccer, and so I know he's going to play soccer. Then I'll be training him, so I'll let him
pick his own path.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Lucas.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
That's a hell of a blessing right there.
Yeah.
Especially a boy. A boy is nothing like it. When I had 2, I was like, yes.
Yeah, no, and it's been good too. It's been giving, my family, especially my mom, something happy to focus on.
Right. How's she feel being a grandmother?
Oh, she loves it. Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, she comes over and just wants to do everything.
Right. You don't have to ask her to babysit or nothing. She there.
She'll call me and be like, hey, I know he misses me.
Right, I know he misses me.
He never said a word.
Right. That's how my mom is too, man. She, as soon as I had my first son, she was just grandma mode, kicked in instantly, and it was I needed for nothing. She wanted to be there more than I needed her to be there.
Yeah.
That's probably how it is for you.
Yeah.
Indeed, man. Well, it's a great time here on the show today. Thank you for coming through.
Appreciate
if you could, give any final shout outs about your fight and what you got coming up.
Yeah, no. So I'm fighting September 15th in Richmond, Virginia. It's on the River Cities Promotions, I'll just be there. Tickets are on sale. They're online. And this is just one small first step. That's all. Just one small first step. It's gonna be a long, long process, and I've already been a long, long way. Like I said, I've lost about 75 pounds since I started at my peak, and it wasn't a straight line. I went here, I got big, went down again. So, and I still got more to go. So, like I said, it's gonna be this is one small step in a very long process. So,
yeah, man. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it.
Good luck to you. I'm gonna be there for the fight.
Sounds
I'm gonna help
good.
you out with your community service with the bag drive too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if I could donate some backpacks to you, just let me know what you need and school supplies.
I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go buy some, get some school supplies. I really need help. I just kind of maybe just pushing it and get people there. I'll probably do it at my gym or something.
Right.
Just have a day. People come up. They can watch some sparring, play some music.
Indeed. I'm gonna get your number after this, and I'll definitely link up with you, man.
Okay.
For sure. If you guys like what you saw today, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like, comment, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Where can they follow you at on Instagram?
At Dusty 30th.
At Dusty 30th on Instagram. Make sure you guys check in with Dusty, man. He's on a tremendous warpath right here. He's making his comeback. Been through a lot, but still a soldier. He's still standing, still positive, still happy. He's a family man. He's married. I'm just happy to see him, doing well for himself.
And listen, huge shout out to my wife. She was right there through every step of the way for every bit of grieving that I had to do. and every bit of training that I had to do. So, yeah.
Man, I love to hear it, man.
Yeah.
That's important. Family, the home. Take care of the home, guys. Young men, take care of your home. Take care of your wife, your girlfriends. It's important, especially if you got one that's holding you down. And she's there for you, you know. Make sure you guys hold her down. But thank you guys for tuning in today. This is Dusty Hernandez making his comeback. Like I said, Slipping Counter Podcast, Kenichi Bear Studios. We did have a pair of headphones for you, but sold out. Kenichi Bear headphones sold out.
Good.
Right. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, right? But we do have a new model coming out that will be dropping soon, so we keep you guys posted, and you will for sure get a pair.
Sounds good.
Courtesy of Slipping Counter Podcast. All right. Well, thank you guys, and we'll be back with you guys soon.